Hey everyone, it's Alexander Robinson. Welcome to the channel. I am here at the Brea Tar Pits and Museum for just a quick hour-long visit to the Page Museum because I'm an LA resident. The museum closes in less than an hour and I get free admission from 3 to 5. So let's not waste any more time. Without further ado, let's get this trip started. So I did show the actual tar pits in my 12-hour adventure across Los Angeles video last year, but we didn't actually go in the museum for time purposes, and now's the time to do it. There's not going to be anything special about this vlog. We have no agenda, just going into the Brea Tar Pits Museum to enjoy the last hour that we have before it closes. One of the first things you'll see when you go into the museum is the California saber-tooth skeleton here. And this always scared me as a kid because it transitions to a model of the actual saber-tooth, and that thing is nasty. It wants to bite your face off right there. So over here is the skeleton of an American mastodon. It says here it lived in North America, which is why it's an American mastodon, from 2 million to 10,000 years ago. Think about how long of a lifespan that is for these things to be around. 2 million years. That's insane. And then over here is a pair of American mastodons. One infant and I assume a female. There's a pygmy mastodon right there, which is relatively small. And then this here is the Colombian mammoth. It's not as woolly as you usually think mammoths are, except it's got some hair growing on his back. And then here's the skeleton of the Colombian mammoth. Those tusks are massive, and its size, it's huge. Over here we have a wall of direwolf skulls, at least the top half, and these are 404 skulls total. And according to this little chart here, it says this is only a portion of the 1,600 wolves whose remains were found in the tar pits. 404 skulls, and that's not even half. That's crazy. So I originally thought this was some sort of like saber-toothed cat with smaller fangs. Turns out this is actually an American lion, which I had no idea that lions actually lived in the United States, or in America in general. Saber-toothed cats were as large as African lions, but more heavily built. They relied on stealth rather than speed to hunt, ambushing bison, camels, and ground sloths. The sabers may have been used for stabbing and slashing, or biting open the soft underbelly of their prey. Well, it's a good thing these are extinct then. But speaking of extinct, they need to update this little plaque right here, because last year it was just reported that direwolves have been revived from extinction. Over here next to the skeletons of the American lion and the saber-tooth is the fossil lab. Considering that fossils have actually been found in the Brea Tar Pits, they have scientists here basically doing things like sorting out microfossils. Would they be small bones, teeth, plant, or shells? That's fascinating. So yeah, it's really cool that they can actually just find bones and skeletons and fossils outside in the tar pits. This is how it started. That sloth is just looking out into the distance without a clue. And this is how it's going, with that mammoth just looking down at what's happening going, man, that sloth owed me money. And that's going to do it for our spontaneous trip at the Brea Tar Pit Museum. There's not a lot to show off in that museum. It's a pretty small museum, just goes in a circle, but where it's located definitely has some historical value to it. I mean, it's next to the historical Brea Tar Pits, where they actually find fossils of these guys and other prehistoric mammals from back in the day. Plus, next year the museum is going to be turning 50 years old, and they have talked about expanding the place and making it a lot bigger. So I'm excited to see an expanded Page or La Brea Tar Pit Museum in the future. But for now, let's just enjoy the beautiful LA sunset. Right over there is the updated LACMA Museum, which is still under construction. And then in the trees off in the distance there is the Academy Museum, which, you know, we've been to several times before. Before we wrap this video up, I want to mention something that if you're a kid of the 90s, you may remember. Do you remember visiting this museum and wondering, where are all the dinosaurs? Well, for those of you that don't remember, in the 90s, this museum got that question so many times that the now 3D theater used to play the Phil Tippett Prehistoric Beasts movie. You know, all the stop motion dinosaurs animated by Phil Tippett. Basically, it was a way to give kids the dinosaur experience they wanted, considering that you couldn't find any dinosaurs here at all. I remember that being really fun and really cool, being able to see that movie in a theater, which, you know, you can find on YouTube nowadays. But just a little something to throw back if you're a kid of the 90s. But anyway, that's gonna do it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. And if you made it to the end, that must mean you really like it. So go ahead and consider subscribing to the channel, give this video a like, and leave a comment if you've ever visited this place before. And if you wanna find me elsewhere on the internet, you can find me on Instagram, Letterboxd, Blue Sky, and my movie review channel right here on YouTube. Have a good day, take care, and until I see you next time, safe travels.